fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
So what do you want? I got a little excited on Sunday night. The neighbors, they won't even look at me at this point. I guess it's probably out of fear. Hey, listen, for folks who don't know, Cincinnati Bengals long snapper Clark Harris is my stepbrother, but in a dysfunctional family like ours, where we've been together for like 30 years, there are no steps. We're all family. Jim Hutchinson, New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition of the Fisherman magazine. And if you're looking for a team to root on in Super Bowl Sunday, in 2 weeks, 2 Sundays, the Los Angeles Rams against the Cincinnati Bengals, I would hope you would consider cheering on the team that has a Jersey native, a Jersey boy who likes to striper fish. Yes, he is a 2-time Manhattan Cup striper champ. And now after he's gotten a couple of cups, he's going after the bowl to match. Good luck, bro. I hope you're on the field again for the 3rd consecutive time when the Bengals are there with time expiring on the clock and shooter putting it straight down the middle of the uprights. There's something that is not yet expiring here in New Jersey, not yet anyway, and that is our blackfish season. The tautog fishery in New Jersey continues through the month of February. Now, I was a guest on the Fat Dad Fishing podcast earlier this week, and co-host John Creeley said he was out on Friday before the blizzard and had no luck on the inshore waters. Dead glassy calm, he said. Conditions were great, but they had to travel a little farther east to the 80 or 90 foot stretches where they had a 7-pounder, a 5-pounder, a 6-pounder, a bunch of shorts. They broke off a couple of big fish as well. John said they were fishing lighter tackle and Hurst jigs. I also heard a couple of reports from the Sea Beast out of Leonardo. Ralph DeGiulia reported on this good fish on an inshore wreck. Got this photo over the weekend. Robert Goldstein, about a week before that, he said he was out on the Sea Beast as well. Released this 11-pounder, which is a darn nice fish. He was using a Jigging World Nexus custom heavy rod. Now, the fact of the matter is, while we still have blackfish all the way through the end of February, not a lot of boats are sailing. Even in some of the boats that have been in the water for the last couple of weeks are taking this opportunity in February to haul out, do a little bit of maintenance, warm up a bit. There are still boats sailing though. The big Mohawk, for example, out of Belmar. I know they're waiting for some nice weather windows to squeeze out and head out for some of those blackfish. The big Jamaica, she's been doing the offshore wreck trips. Now they're switching their trip from Friday to Saturday this week. They're heading out looking for jumbo porgies, cod, pollock. And they're also catching some weakfish on those trips as well, but they've looked to reschedule Friday because we have a little dose of weather coming in on Friday night. Not like we had on Saturday, I hope, knock on wood. But the midweek NOAA weather forecast has an Arctic front moving in from the northwest Thursday into Friday. Doesn't sound good, right? Arctic anything doesn't sound good, but it's not too bad. High temps at the coast in the upper 40s, but we've got some lows in the forecast for Friday and Saturday around 20 degrees. And again, pretty windy conditions expected on Friday night. Now, if you're looking to escape the cold, Grumpy's. We talked about the Grumpy special winter sale last week. Well, because of the snowpocalypse, they postponed last weekend's event. They're going to run it as scheduled this Saturday and Sunday, February 5th and 6th. So yes, you can go online, use a special discount code, and get some incredible specials at Grumpy's website this weekend. But if you're looking to get in on that blowout table with some 50% off savings, and if you're looking to get in on the Scabelli lures, I would advise you get to the shop when the doors open at 7 a.m. I wouldn't be surprised if there's already a line waiting to get in as well. Other tackle events in New Jersey this Saturday. It includes the Sunshine Foundation's Fishing Flea Market. That's in Little Egg Harbor. You've got the Canyon Runner Offshore Seminar Series at Harrah's in Atlantic City on Saturday. You also have the Raritan Bay Anglers Annual Fisherman's Flea Market in Island. Now, details on all these events you will find in the February edition of the Fisherman magazine, New Jersey, Delaware Bay. I'm pretty proud of the calendar of events we keep in here. So you've got all of those events I just talked about, and you've also got some others. You can look for the calendar of events on page 11. This is the February edition that came out last week. Hopefully you're a subscriber. It's just $29.95 for the year. You get it delivered to your home. If for whatever reason you're not a subscriber yet, go out and look for the Fisherman magazine. That's what it looks like. Big fluke on the cover. The chrome bums is the fluke story in there. But there's also the deal here. You see that 105-pound striper there down at the lower right-hand corner? That is about page 14G. John Tiedemann, a professor at Monmouth University, put together a really cool article on some of the biggest stripers on record. I hope you read the story. Not everybody has. I got an email from a reader named Eric, who I guess is not really a reader, because he said, I heard about the big 105-pound stripper that some guy caught. I think he should have released it. Okay, so maybe Eric didn't read the article. It's in the February edition of the magazine. Get the details. That 105-pounder. See, we were tracking down some photos for John's article on big striped bass, and I called Maryland DNR looking for that 92, 94-pound striper that's part of our history. And they uncovered a fish that looks like it pegged the scale to 105 pounds. So I don't even know if that's been seen anymore. You'll find that full detail in the February edition of the Fisherman magazine. There's also a story on white perch in there. Some of those tactics you might find come in handy right now, because white perch are an option here in the Garden State right now and through the rest of the month. You can gear up and get some location specifics in Tom's River at Hook House Bait and Tackle, where Dennis said they're catching white perch. Also heard of some stories of a sturgeon there as well. You can also get in touch with Dave at Absecon Bay Sportsman Center. I know he's carrying bloodworms throughout the winter. Give him a call. You might also want to stop into Bucktails Outfitters in Mays Landing if you're working the bulkhead down there. I'm hearing of quite a few bycatch stripers by perch anglers right now. Of course, we have talked about that. Don't forget, you cannot target or retain striped bass in the back. But the very fact that there are a bunch of them out there gobbling up on these bloodworm rigs says to me that we're going to have a pretty darn good spring when those fish start to wake up from their slumber. I will tell you that now that we're in the month of February, we're officially in countdown mode to the start of the striped bass season here in the Garden State. It is officially, as of today, Thursday, 26 days and counting before we're back on those sedges and sod banks, soaking bloodworms and hoping for one of those river striped bass. Until that point, a lot of folks at this point, even some of the salty guys, are turning to the ice fishing in New Jersey. I say that because the boys from Fisherman Supply in Point took a snow day over the weekend, headed up to Northwest Jersey, got on the ice. Jason at Fisherman Supply said they had to put away the tip-ups because they were going down so fast. So they started jigging through the hole in the ice. I think they were using some tungsten jigs, smaller tungsten jigs, some gulp maggots or mealworms. Also using small Cleos as well. Said the action was hot and heavy. You can gear up at Fisherman Supply. If you're here along the coast, you can get some of your gear at Fisherman Supply before you head out. A lot of the same tackle shops. The folks at Fairfield Fishing Tackle, they're gearing up for this as well. Ramsey Outdoors. There's so many opportunities for you to get out on the ice. You can also try Dow's Bait and Tackle, Dow's Marina there in Lake Hopatcong. If you want the report from Dow's, go to thefisherman.com, look the North Jersey reports. We are still making report calls every Monday morning. And Lori at Dow's said there's some good, safe ice up there. In fact, Steven Silva checked in with a report on a large shiner that he used, that he had picked up at Dow's. This was no panfish. This was no perch. This was no small pickerel. In fact, Steven said it was just luck that they had used an 8-inch auger for a bigger hole in the ice to drag this monster out. So great option there. For more on the local ice conditions, let's check in with George, our Pocono Outdoors guy.
Well, hey, thanks, Jim. You know, we're in the middle of a kind of a warm-up here just for a few days here, finally getting out of those 0-degree temps. They were getting real old at night, but they did build us plenty of ice. And you can see, you know, the lakes here, guys are already out, and I think the ice is going to hold on for a few more weeks yet, even with this little brief warm-up and a little bit of rain, so I wouldn't sweat it there. But guys, I'll tell you what, we're starting to get some reports even right behind me here, guys getting striper through the ice. You know, we started doing that a few years ago. I wrote an article last year in the magazine about that, and it seems to be catching on because guys have been starting to get pretty successful. Maybe we'll share a few pics with you with that soon. But you know, it's not just about the big fish too. It's also great for guys to get out and get some panfish. Good friend Jay Batcho is out here in some of the local lakes here in Pennsylvania. Pick up some crappie, some perch. You know, it's great for a fish fry and a great day on the hard water. But also guys like 10-year-old Ryan Lawrence. Him and his pop were out on the Lake Tilcon in northern New Jersey getting some of those stock salmon out of those lakes through the ice as well. So lots of great fishing, guys. I hope you get out in the ice and just be safe. But from Pennsylvania, I'm George, your Pocono Outdoors guy.
Delaware Park's standard beach permits went on sale on February 1st. They sold out like hotcakes. Off-peak beach permits, however, are still available. So if you're a Delaware surfcaster and you want to get in on that, I would advise you go in a hurry to destateparks.com. And I know some folks in New Jersey are still waiting for their beach buggy permits from, I don't know, whether it's Corson's or Island Beach State Park. I know I've been waiting for mine and I just thought it was a delay, but I logged into the NJ Portal site. You can find out more information on this by going to the Island Beach State Park Facebook page. You put in your email address, you put in your confirmation code. I did that and found out that some of my paperwork was missing, so I had to email the state. But I would advise you to do that if you have not gotten your permit for Island Beach in particular. Go to Island Beach State Park's Facebook page, log in the data, and you will get some information in advance of the new spring striper season. Now, on that striper front, we're looking at another winter of spring discussion over the future of this iconic species. A new amendment to the fishery management plan for striped bass is expected, and it's expected to be released by the ASMFC by the end of this week. You can go to asmfc.org when that document becomes available, I believe on Friday. For the full story, we wrote it up over the weekend. You can go to thefisherman.com and get details on what this fishery management plan is all about. But again, that public comment document is going to be available at asmfc.org sometime at the end of the week. As soon as it is, I will share it with you. But you can expect a series of public hearings along the striper coast. I would imagine one in Pennsylvania, one in Delaware, and probably at least 3 in New Jersey. So digest that document, read through it. You'll find out more information later this winter as we report on the changes that are expected down the road on striped bass. Finally, that rodent from way out in Jefferson County, Pennsylvania, saw his shadow this week, which according to legend means another month and a half of cold, snowy, and miserable winter. Great. Regrettably, we couldn't get a second opinion on that this time around, as we learned tragically earlier this week the passing of New Jersey's own prognosticating varmint, Milltown Mel. Sorry for your loss, folks. If getting a new weather predicting groundhog is anything like appointing members to the New Jersey Marine Fisheries Council, I don't see us having a Milltown Mel Jr. anytime soon. Ain't that right, Governor Murphy? Be sure to circle President's Day weekend on your calendar. We've got a couple of great shows on the docket that week. The New Jersey Boat Sale and Expo in Edison, and also the Philadelphia Fishing Show in Oaks, PA. I bring that up now because I've been working my butt off to try to come up with over 60 seminars being presented at both of those events, one in Edison and one in Oaks, PA. It's going to be a pretty darn packed weekend of fishing discussion with some big names. I'll have more on that in the next few weeks. I'm still trying to just dig out, figuratively from my vacation 2 weeks ago, and literally the white stuff that's sitting outside my front door. Catch them up, my friends. I will see you again next week right here at thefisherman.com.
Steigercraft boats, built by people who fish our waters. Serious anglers choose Steigercraft for their 40 years of boat building experience right here in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Visit steigercraft.com for a dealer near you.